Are you and your students pressed for time in the lab? Could you use wet lab simulations that are also easy to use and perform at home? PhysioX 9.0 allows your students to perform 63 physiology lab activities. The brand new screen format makes these labs easy to use and gives your students everything they need in one convenient place. Each activity now includes an introduction, objectives, and pre-lab quizzes that test students on basic concepts they should know before starting the lab.
The tabs really help me know where I am and where to go in the next activity. It's really easy to follow.
Step-by-step instructions for each experiment now appear on screen, so students can easily focus on one task at a time.
I don't have to go back and forth between the software and a printed lab manual. It's all right here on the computer screen.
Repetitive tasks have been automated to help save time and keep students focused on the main points of the experiment. After they've completed the experiment, students take a post-lab quiz and answer review sheet questions to demonstrate their understanding. The review sheet includes questions that follow up on the predict questions, so that students can compare their predictions with the results from the experiment. Do your students have trouble seeing the connection between the wet lab simulations and the concepts they demonstrate? With PhysioX 9.0, students are continually encouraged to think about the physiological principles behind the experiments. New stop and think questions pop up during an experiment and ask students to think about key concepts illustrated in the experiment.
I love this new feature. It gets my students to think about what they're doing and why.
New predict questions also help students stay focused on the physiological concepts by asking them to make predictions about the outcome of the experiment. Could you use an easy way to track and assess your students' work on PhysioX? PhysioX 9.0 features a lab report that tracks student answers to the pre- and post-lab quizzes, the stop and think and predict questions within the experiment, and the review sheet questions. The lab report also records the results from the experiment, including relevant oscilloscope tracings and data plots, so that the students have a visual representation of their results. The lab report can be saved in PDF format so that it can be printed, emailed, or posted to a Dropbox.
Being able to assign PhysioX and assess my students' work online is a big time saver for me. No more poring over handwritten lab reports.
PhysioX 9.0 also includes fully assignable pre-lab and post-lab quizzes in Mastering A&P. These quizzes are different from the ones found in the student version of PhysioX 9.0. You can also assign the review sheet questions from PhysioX 9.0 in Mastering A&P.
Having PhysioX and Mastering A&P makes my life a lot easier. I can assign what I want when I want, and students' quizzes are automatically graded for me.
Do you want to learn more about PhysioX 9.0? Click Get More Info to get more information.